Hey guys, welcome to kinesiology. I am currently taking this class and it is actually my second week in. And right now the subject I've been kind of researching on is obesity here in the United States. I have a little homework assignment, and that was to make a little video and discuss the questions that we had to turn in for our assignment. And I'm going to list them, and let's see if some of you know, and then I'll give you guys the answers in case you don't know. First question is, what is the current prevalence of obesity for the state where you are attending school? Well, the state I currently live in, is California. So in California, the most recent current prevalence of obesity is at 24%, and that was as of the year 2010. The second question is, how has this percentage changed compared to 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and 20 years ago? Well, over the past 5 to 20 years, the percentage has increased over time. Not as much as the southern states, but nonetheless, there has been change. In 1992, which is 20 years ago, California was at 10% of the population being obese. In 2002, which is about 10 years ago, California increased anywhere between 15 to 19%. And then in 2007, making that 5 years ago, we increased from anywhere in between 20 to 24. Like I said, as of 2010, we are at 24. So you can see from 5 to 20 years, that's a big jump. We went from 10 to 24 now. And then even in some states, it's a lot worse than that. So the trends in the state of California over time has been an increase. There has been an increase over time. We eat more than we should. We don't count our calories. That's a big one. We don't exercise. People tend to eat way more fast food because it's easily accessible, and it's very popular out here. I know I'm guilty of it. Don't feel like making dinner? Well, make a quick stop to McDonald's or Jack in the Box. A lot easier, but not necessarily healthier. And lastly, our portion sizes have changed drastically over time. Now instead of like a small drink, we got extra large, or instead of a small fry, now we can have a king size cup fry. So with reference to contributing factors data, there are three main categories that are listed as contributing to the increased percentage of obesity in the United States. Can anybody guess what these three categories are? Well, it's pretty easy. First is behavior. Do you go out and exercise? Do you sit home on the couch and do nothing? Or would you rather go outside and ride a bike? Your environment also affects is a contributing factor to obesity. Is our environment clean? Is it dirty? Is it easily accessible? Does it make you want to go out and do exercise, or do any kind of like physical activity? And then lastly, genetics. Do we have a disease, or are we taking drugs that cause us to gain weight? What else? There's just so many of them out there. But those are the three main categories. Again, that's behavior, environment, and genetics. Let's see. Question number 3. According to the contributing factors data, physical inactivity is one of the main factors that influence weight gain. What percentage of adults are currently considered sedentary, meaning or is doing no leisure time activity, no physical activity at all, despite all the information that is available to support the need for regular physical activity? Well, right now it's at or below 50%, and that's in all age categories, off the board. That's men, women, and children. So that's pretty high number. Question number 4. In addition to exercise and participation in sport, what are some examples of physical activities that people can do to remain physically active and gain the benefits of the energy expenditure? There are a lot of physical activities out there that you could do, not necessarily considered exercise. I mean, they are considered exercise, but not, not a sport. A few that I wrote down would be like a walk on the beach, or hiking on a trail with some friends, or riding a bike through town. Anything that's going to burn calories, basically, and keep you moving, is a good plan to be physically active. And then this last one, not really a question, it's just asking for a suggestion for getting people to become more physically active and break the cycle of the great disconnect, as we are discussing in this book, Introduction to Kinesiology. My biggest suggestion would be join a club, association, or an organization with people of the same interests as you, to help push you to become active. My own example, my resolution this year is actually to get back into shape. Well, I was the best shape in my life back in high school when I was on the swim team. I thought it was an awesome form of exercise, and I enjoy swimming. I love being in the water. So now that I'm not on a swim team and I'm 24 and college student and really busy working, I figured the best way to get into shape is do something that I like to do. So I started to create an adult swim team for the Y that I work at. And we're going to have practices twice a week for an hour every week. And I feel like this would motivate me to want to come and swim with others, because I know not only am I going to have to swim, like I'm going to have other people that are going to motivate me to do this. So my suggestion would definitely pick an activity you enjoy doing and do it with others who will help motivate you and be physically active, but yet you're still having fun. That's one of my biggest suggestions. And, everybody's different, so hopefully, you guys like this little clip, and it gave you some insight into what I'm learning in Introduction to Kinesiology. Hope it was helpful. All right, thanks, guys.